This radio program is PG-13. Parents strongly caution some material may be inappropriate for children under the age of 13.
The following program is sponsored by Michael W. Smith. The views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Arizona, Phoenix, Brother Mike is back on the radio, hardcorechristianity.com. Thank you for tuning into the program. Today's Bible study. Wow. Social media massacres. Today on Hardcore. Hey, call somebody and tell them the program's on, would you? I'll do my announcements now. Thanks for tuning in. And thank you for tuning in over the last 21 years. We've been together a long time, you and I. This is Brother Mike. I'm the professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center. We're on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road. It's the red brick building. HardcoreChristianity.com is the website. All our ministry services are on there. Please remember the Children's Healing Service, which is July 13th, Saturday at 10 o'clock. If the devil's starting to take your child from you, they're having emotional and mental problems, please bring them for deliverance and prayer. July 13th. We have a healing service coming up on June 29th at 6 o'clock. That's Saturday, the last Saturday of June. Don't forget about our Zoom services. The ladies are on their own healing and deliverance Zoom service at 6:30. Monday evenings, everybody's on the Zoom. Wednesdays at 6 o'clock. Send me an email, Mike at hardcorechristianity.com. I'll send you the code and the password. You can call me at 602-636-5800. We have 2 live deliverance and healing services every Thursday and Friday nights at 7 o'clock. I have a Sunday morning podcast at 9 o'clock on twitch.tv. I hope you'll join me. Give me a call, 602-636-5800, or send me an email, Mike at hardcorechristianity.com. I will send you the code and the password. Social media massacres. I've been on this radio program warning people for the last 15 years. This social media plague that we are facing in the United States is killing us. It's causing mental illnesses. It's attacking our young people like you can't conceive nor believe, particularly Gen Z. Gen Z is the 12 to 27-year-olds. They're getting slaughtered by social media. And we've warned, everybody's warned, psychologists, psychiatrists, social workers. I've been doing it on this radio program, counselors. Everybody has been warning that social media is a plague. And it has to be regulated, and you can't expose your child to social media for long periods of time. It's going to damage them mentally, physically, emotionally, and morally. There's no question about it. Recent studies from the Gallup polls and the Walton Family Foundation, reports have come out just within the last week showing that Gen Zers, only 44% of them feel they're prepared for the future. The highest level of mental illness of Gen Zs, 12 to 27-year-olds, is right now. Record levels of mental illness, all attributed to social media. All of these things I'm about to list for you that Satan is using to destroy our country, he has promulgated and promoted through social media. Transgenderism, drag queens, pornography in schools, Hollywood people doing Christian worship songs, YouTube, Google, Twitter, Facebook, all of it promoted, and they use censorship on social media. Vaccine mandates, those things were fake. They said if you didn't get a vaccine, you needed to be fired. You couldn't work anymore. Then they let in 10 million unvaccinated and unvetted illegal immigrants into the United States. The whole thing was a farce. Masks and social distancing, it's all come out now. None of it was real. They made it up. Everybody made everything up. Satan always makes stuff up. He lies. He lies all the time. The drug companies were lying from A to Z. Take a look at homosexuality. Take a look at all these weird sex scandals. Look at all this strange mental illnesses that are striking our young people. Look at vaping and legalized pot and legalized gambling. Satan is overrunning us. This thing is, we're being butchered. We're getting destroyed. And he's doing it. He knows exactly what he's doing. Social media is a plague, friend. If you're a parent, you've got to get focused on this thing big time, huge time. You got to get this thing done. You got to get it done quickly because this thing's getting worse and worse and worse. How's it working? Here's how it works. 2 Corinthians chapter 4. Turn there with me. Paul said in verse 3, if our gospel is hidden, it is hidden to those that are lost. The Greek word apolumi in that verse means those being destroyed. How are they being destroyed? Through social media. How do you know that? Verse 4. Paul said, if our gospel is hidden, it's hidden to those who are being destroyed, in whom the God of this age has blinded the thoughts of them who do not believe, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them. Verse 5 says, for we preach not ourselves, but Christ Jesus the Lord, and we preach ourselves as your servants for the sake of Jesus. Now here you can see in the verse 4 there, it says that Satan controls the world through thoughts, controlling people's thoughts. Controlling people's thoughts. That's how he controls people. He puts thoughts in their minds. He blocks thoughts of truth of the gospel from getting into the person's mind. If you move down a few chapters to chapter 10 in 2 Corinthians, here you see it again. Look, verse 3. Though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Greek word sarkakos means fleshly, but they are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds and casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. This verse is talking about thoughts in your mind. The thoughts in your mind. That's how Satan controls the world. That's how he beats everybody. That's how he beats Christians. He controls them by controlling their mind. This verse is talking about casting down strongholds in your mind. This verse is talking about bringing every thought into obedience to Christ. That's in your mind. Same Greek word, naama. It was the same Greek word used in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. The God of this world has blinded the minds, naama, thoughts of those who are being destroyed, those who are perishing. That's how he does it. He does it through their mind. What's the best way to control people's minds? You start when they're young. You start with them young. And what's the best way to do it? Social media. Social media. It's a satanic plague. Brother Mike, that's just your opinion. You don't really know that. Yes, I do. We now have proof of it. Elon Musk, of course, is one of the most intelligent human beings to ever live in the United States. He's actually from South Africa. This guy's got a genius IQ, and as you know, he's developed a company called Starlink. And Starlink was a company that had a unusual criteria. His idea was, Musk's idea was, to launch low-level satellites, low-level ones, over areas of the planet Earth that were not utilizing the larger network of satellites and did not have internet. And so what the Starlink company did, it was pure genius. They launched these smaller satellites over these isolated areas so that everybody literally on the planet can have the internet. Well, Elon Musk doesn't understand that he just played into the Antichrist's hands. And the book of Revelation is as real 2,000 years ago as it is today. Elon Musk is one of the people who are fulfilling the rise and the control of the Antichrist and the mark of the beast. He's seeing to it that remote areas and remote countries can all get the internet. Well, it happened in Brazil. A Brazilian tribe, the Marubo tribe, and it's a small tribe. There's like 2,000, 2,500 people living in this tribe in the Amazon rainforest near the Itutu River. Okay? These people got one of these Starlink satellites, and they had internet connections, internet technology donated to them. They were donated. And they taught the leaders of the tribes to use the internet. And sure enough, they did. And then it spread to the entire tribe. Now what happened? The tribe was polluted. The children are now addicted to social media. The families together watch hardcore pornography. They've never seen anything like it. They're in a state of shock. The children are lazy, unmotivated, and won't work anymore. All they do is sit around all day long watching social media and watching porn on the internet. Many of the tribesmen are now addicted to porn and have been abusing females, imitating some of the activity they've seen on bondage porn. And these Africans and these people living in the rainforest are now addicted to porn. Why? Social media is a plague. See you next time.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.